Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is June the 12th. The sun is shining. People are commuting in their home offices, in their car or their mobile office, should I say. It's good to see everybody's face. We've got folks at listing presentations, folks who are out showing, folks who are in traffic, but you've taken the time and the commitment to be here this morning, and I'm super grateful for that and for your attentiveness. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to be quick through this. We very likely may end early. So, for the time that we're in this space, I'm going to ask that you be present. I'm going to ask that you engage. I'm going to ask that you participate because this is truly a reflection of the collective wisdom. So, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. I've got an opening sentiment. I'm going to have Glenn read this question for me, and then I'll have Otis read some of the multiple choice answers, and I'm going to ask for your participation. If it's humanly possible, if it's physically possible, participate. Let's get reflective with this opening sentiment because it truly is a question that only you can answer yourself. This is a question that's going to lead us to a space of discovery and also, ideally, help us tap into that thing that's inside of us. And here's what I mean by that. We all have leadership qualities within us. Each and every one of us are leaders in our own right and respect. A leader doesn't mean that you're at the front of the pack. That's not a leader. That's just the first person in line. Okay. Leadership really starts with yourself. You are a leader of one. All right. I'm speaking next week in Atlanta at the Juneteenth um, Real Estate Summit hosted by Black EXP. And there's a question or statement that I'm going to pose to them that I'm going to pose to you. Your greatest your greatest contribution won't be the wealth that you built in this world. Please hear me. Your greatest contribution will not be what you built in terms of an empire. On the contrary, your greatest contribution will be about the minds that you shape, the lives that you change, the imprint that you left in this world. I'm going to share my screen really quick. Glenn, I'm going to have you take us out on the field, brother. And I'm going to have you, bam, bam, bam. Glenn, take us out, brother.
What's holding you back from the leader you're meant to be?
Each one of us are leaders. Leadership starts with self. What is holding you back from manifesting, executing, and walking in the leader that you were meant to be? Otis, I'm going to have you read this piece. If you can
Yes.
see,
Sorry, my son. He's asking me a question. Yes, Daddy, it's over there. Lack of discipline, no clear direction, too comfortable playing small, fear of judgment.
so what's holding you back from the leader that you're meant to be? Is it lack of discipline? Is it no clear direction? Are you too comfortable playing small? Meaning, are you comfortable not living from your fullest potential? Or is there fear of judgment based upon what somebody else may think or say around you walking in your leadership? So here's what I'm going to ask. Out of those four multiple choice answers, if any one of those relate to you, if any one of those connect with you, if that's what's holding you back, I want you to type it in the chat. Which one of these is it? Is it a lack of discipline that's holding you back from being the leader that you're meant to be? Is it no clear direction? Are you really comfortable minimizing yourself? Or are you afraid of what others may think, say, or feel about you walking in your divine leadership capabilities? What is it? I'll wait. I want to see a little bit of engagement here. And I got this all wrong. How do I change it to see it? Dan, can you see it?
See what? The chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got people chiming in here. We got pretty much all the answers so far. Lack of discipline, fear, judgment, too comfortable playing small, lack of discipline. Brandy, I'd say not feeling ready maybe is just lack of direction, not feeling like you got a specific direction to go in. Discipline, sounds like discipline's a pretty common one. Combination, and yeah, you can pick multiple on there. Rosa says a little bit of all four, lack of discipline.
Combo. Okay, now I'm starting to see it. You know what? Thank you for being honest with yourself. If what is preventing you is a lack of discipline, here's a public service announcement. You have the power to change that. We don't need any more motivation. Motivation is temperamental. Motivation is based on your emotion. I feel good today, so I'm motivated to do X, Y, Z. Whereas discipline, on the other hand, says that I'm going to do what's required to tap into my innate leadership capabilities, no matter how I feel, no matter what the weather. Some of us have that June gloom syndrome where it's gloomy outside. We don't want to go outside. It impacts our emotional state. We don't want to go to the gym. We just want to stay in the house because it's gloomy. No, 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 no. Discipline says if it's a gloomy day, it's sunshine. The sun is shining within self, regardless of the conditions of the weather externally. Our internal frequency of discipline is what's pushing us to do things that we don't want to do when we don't feel like doing it. We do it anyway. That includes being in this space right now. So, whatever your answer was, I'm going to encourage you to challenge yourself to not accept a limited idea. Do not entertain it, but commit to yourself that who I am as a uniquely, divinely created individual, I'm going to unleash that individual that's inside of me out into the world. Because let me tell you something, regardless of what you've been told, regardless of what you think of yourself, regardless of what your parents did or did not, how they did or did not edify you, you are a leader. You are a leader. That's what I got. Dan, let's go out into the field. Let's talk about some program updates. But first, we're going to discuss wins of the week. We've been absolutely crushing it. If you were at the Zillow Flex Mastermind on Tuesday, was that Tuesday? Tuesday. Boy, these days just start to shoom. If you were at the Zillow Mastermind on Tuesday, you know where we sit at the top of the food chain. It was great information. We're going to dissect some of that today, but we're absolutely crushing it as a team. That's it. Cannot be contested. So, who's got some wins from last week to share with the team as we are now out on the field? I love to start with positivity. Give me some hands. Give me somebody raise some hands. Give me some contributions. No one has any wins for the week. Nobody won. I see Heather first, O-Dog second, Brianna third. Excellent. Let's go for it. Heather, wins of the week. Share with us how you've been dominating out in that Central Valley market. Let's go. Can't hear you. See your face, mouth moving, and your hands gesturing, but we cannot hear anything. Heather, going once. Okay, we're going to come back to Heather. Otis, O-Dog.
I ain't gonna leave you hanging, man. Had to make sure I put it up there.
Let's go Gigantes. Let's go Gigantes, huh?
Man, got that new purple and orange jersey, all black jersey coming in too. But last 75 days been really challenging. It's been really uncomfortable and unknown space for me. I haven't closed an escrow, let alone a double, triple, in a month or 2 months or a quarter, averaging 4. So great to have been back off pause. Great to have grabbed some leads, even though my leads weren't really super panning out. I was able to still lock one down. She just lost her nephew back home, I believe in somewhere in South Africa. I don't want to say it and be wrong, but she's waiting on some gift money from the aunt, but the aunt just lost her son. So she was ready to write an offer on Sunday night. It was like, hey, Jacob, Otis, I need some time. And we understood that. So we know that that's for sure. We got our guy, Mark. He is our contingent on sale in San Francisco. So both of us coming back, strong with a Zillow contract each. So just really, really feeling good about, getting back on the board. Cause I ain't gonna lie, the competitor me is seeing everybody else getting them things in. I'm like, hold on now. But I'm just really glad that me and my boy, seeing him grow, now being on his team and just, like farm to fresh with vegetables are good food. Like he's really just taking full leadership and just knocking shit down. And, he got this guy in there. And we're just waiting for his boat house to sell in Sausalito, and we're on. So I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful for the team.
Man, congratulations to you. Congratulations to your team. Right? If you're not wavering. You didn't get it.
Sorry.
You didn't let the emotional roller coaster of not being in contract for 75 days keep you in the space, right? It actually lit a fire under your ass, and, and it drove you, man. Everybody else's name on that board. I need to get my name back on that board because I'm used to seeing my face. And see, that's discipline. No matter what it feels like, if I haven't gotten a deal in 75 days, I'm still going to continue to do the same cadence and the same rhythm every single day because I know that if I stay disciplined in this rhythm, I will be on that leaderboard.
And I want that belt. I mean, I know I might not get it this quarter, but I want that belt at one point at the time of this year. So I'm coming for it.
I think Sierra is giving you a hard 1-2 combo about this defending that belt, but go for it. Take it from her. I want to see somebody else with the belt wrapped around their waist, hands raised as they're the heavyweight champion of our flex team. Congratulations to your success, brother. Thank you. Brianna, what's your contribution? Can we see your face? Like actual dynamic?
My internet, every time I turn it on, is gonna kick me out. I don't know what is going on. I have Spectrum coming. I apologize.
No worries. Wins for the week.
I got my first Zillow connection and signed. We've been looking at houses. They are a cute couple from Idaho. And they've been here for a little while renting. They're ready to buy. We're looking in Ripon. I actually almost didn't make the meeting because I got another Zillow call that I hopped up and got connected. I'm going to meet with them at 2 o'clock today. God willing that I can get the house scheduled. If not, they'll be scheduled for another day because your girl ain't playing. And it might be a little bit harder for us Stockton to come for that belt, but watch out because me and Brandy be coming for it.
Oh, no, 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 no. Stockton will have their own belt.
Oh, okay. Well, just get ready. Get ready.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Make sure it's small because I'm not a very big girl. Just saying.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Hey, I'm excited about what the Stockton team is going to do.
I'm so excited.
Bay Area team. Let me put you on alert right now. Stockton is coming for you. Okay. They've already hit the ground running with receiving leads. They're already, their systems are aligned. They're updating their statuses. They're out there meeting clients. They're out there showing homes. And very soon, we will have some Stockton folks on the leaderboard as it relates to leads and connections in the contract. So congratulations. I see that lead. Oh, H-Bomb, you back.
Yeah, like
There you
it's
go.
so I'm in my car, and as soon as you called me, I got a call on the other line and I couldn't unmute. And then I tried to get the other call off the line and hung up on you guys. So
Wow.
I'm sorry, but I'm back. Small wins, like I said, I checked, make sure my Zillow's working. It's good. So, looking for next week to hopefully get that going. But small wins, I just keeping up with my social media, keeping up with my DMs, with people that I have two buyers that I will be meeting with, just my sphere, and just constantly staying top of mind on social media has paid off, sending those DMs and catching up with people that I haven't really reached out to personally. So I have some buyers that are just start their feet wet and want to get the process started. So that's a small win, but I'm happy about it.
I love it, Heather. Thank you for that. Those small wins, those small, simple steps create immense momentum. And so continue with those small steps. I don't know if you guys heard what she said. I'm going to repeat what I heard or summarize it. Frequency equals familiarity. Her being frequent on social media is recreating this familiarity. Familiarity equals trust. Trust will result in conversion. Frequency, frequency, frequency. I'm loving that. Thank you, Heather. Lissette, you had your hand up. It went down. Is it you're driving?
I did. Yes, I am driving, but so I haven't had a Zillow client in like 2 months that I've got into contract. So I'm super excited because this client came to me in December and he is a young client and had numerous questions. So on our first conversation, basically, second actually, we did a buyer's consultation and He wasn't ready at the time, but I told him everything that he needed to do in order to get himself ready. This was in December. He called me around February and said, Lissette, I'm almost ready. He did not want me to give him a lender recommendation. He wanted to use his own lender, which was fine. But he called me 2 weeks ago and said, Lissette, I'm ready. I did every single thing that you asked of me. And he truly did, you guys. And now he's ready. I showed him last weekend twice. The second time that we showed homes, he found his perfect home in Vallejo. Our offer got accepted. We came in at what they wanted, but I know that the market supports more. So we got everything that he wanted. Quick 21-day close of escrow. The seller is going to be paying for the home warranty and possibly some other things because we just had inspection. But moral of the story is that if you give your clients good information and get them ready and you stay in touch, they will come back to you. So I'm very excited that this one is ready to rock and roll. And in 2 weeks' time, we got his home and closing by the end of June.
Love it. Love it. Well, congratulations to you. When we position ourselves as an actual advisor and we're advising on what the steps are, there's a connectivity that happens there. I don't know if you guys heard, but she ran the buyer consultation. She ran her follow-up play. She stayed consistent. She advised. She didn't push. She didn't pull. But she stayed as an advisor alongside of him, supporting him throughout the journey of him getting to the point of being prepared to actually get out into the market. I met Devin this past weekend, and I'll step out and say that I'm looking for my issue, Lissette, because I believe that I sold Devin on Vallejo, quite honestly, because we saw 6 properties last weekend, and I think that I was the one that sold him on Vallejo in terms of the offer that just got accepted. I'm just saying. So
I believe there's no I in team, just saying.
be looking for my issue in 19 days. No. Hey, congratulations to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Proud of you guys. So listen, love the energy. I love all the positive feedback. I love to hear that we continue to get into contract. My brother Dan, I'm going to ask you to get off of mute. Bring us in, what you got for us, and then direct us into where we're going for the rest of the day.
All right. Team, so thank you everyone so much. It was great to see everyone's faces this last week out in the Oakland office. We had a great showing. Zillow was super impressed with us. I think, easily win the most energetic, the team that shows up the best, the team that really is present in a way that no other team was. So thank you everyone for making us look good, for being there, for being present, for asking great questions. It was exactly what we were hoping for, to really get into the weeds with our Zillow home loans officer, our Zillow rep, and not just hear a sales pitch, but really get into how is this going to benefit our business, what is incorporating Zillow home loans and these enhanced markets into our business going to look like. So what we're going to do, what I would love to hear from everyone is takeaways, outstanding questions, thoughts, concerns, anything that's lingering from this last Tuesday when we came together at the office. Does anyone have anything that they walked away with that they're really excited about from the meeting? Anything that they are walked away with that they have some questions on, or just takeaways that you were thinking differently about now. And Aaron, yes, I will send out the contacts in the Slack channel. I'm going to post that and I'm going to pin it so everyone can have our ZHL contacts posted there. I got a few notes of takeaways that I can share, but I don't want to be the first one to go here and spoil all the fun for everyone else. So what did you learn? Anyone got takeaways? Anything we heard? Concerns that you want to make sure that we're bringing up and reinforcing? Aaron, I see you take yourself off mute. What do we got?
The appraisal part I really liked, because that's one of those things where a buyer invests in appraisal, some go sideways, and then they're already in on it and they're really disappointed. It's a little discouraging. The fact that you can have an appraisal done, and again, not be waiting for them to give a credit card to the lender so that they can get the appraisal order, things like that. It seems like kind of small, but really, like when you think about it, one helps for efficiency, but two, it also helps from having a buyer who a deal falls out, being discouraged and really starting to get in their feelings about having invested in something that really has no return at the end of the day. And so the fact that they eat that fee and then and move the process along is something that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's really fantastic and positioning it in that way too to your customer. I thought it was really interesting that they went out and they did the survey. They weren't just picking this at random at what thing that they were giving the client. And clients said they would much prefer the $500 to $1,500 free appraisal than waive the lender fees, which is like $1,500 because the appraisal is up front. And I personally have had a deal fall apart because a buyer got in, they started getting nervous about the house and the condition of it, and they wanted to get their inspections done before they paid for the appraisal. And our lender was like, hey, no, we got to order the appraisal today. And the buyer wanted to push and extend, and it just caused all sorts of issues. And the deal ultimately wound up falling apart. And because they didn't want to pay for the appraisal up front until they knew that the condition of the property was good enough for them. So I actually really, the more I think about that, the more I like that as a value prop. Glenn, what do you got?
One of the big things for me is that I've had lots of transactions where you're working with a lender and you're like, I wish I just had a bigger lever or a bigger stick or a bigger carrot, like something to move this down the road. I need this to just move. And after this meeting, I was like, all right, we got that. Like knowing that we have Ali and Max there, that, you know, should something not be moving at the speed of Glenn, which is not everybody's speed, but if I needed to go at the speed of Glenn, that there is that leverage that I have there. That's huge for me.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point because ZHL's relationship is with Team Fast. It's with the Bay Area office. It's with the Stockton office. And so them doing good by you, or them doing good by Team Fast is also them doing good by you. And you're not just the deals that you're sending them, you're the deals that the entire team is sending them. So you're now essentially a $100 million account, right? That's the sales volume that Team Fast is going to do in 2025. And so they're looking at you as the size of the entire team account, which means that you get that level of priority. So that's a really good point too. What else? Anyone have any questions, concerns? Take yourself off mute. Go ahead, just jump in. I don't know, Steffi, did I see a hand raised there, or is that? Yeah, go for it.
I think that the pre-approval is based on the soft pull. It doesn't have to be a hard pull.
I can barely hear you. Do you have?
Yeah, I've learned that now.
Hello?
So can you try again?
I said I like that it's a soft pull rather than a hard pull. Can you hear me? No?
Yep. Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so that the pre-approval is a soft pull on their credit and not a hard pull, and they can actually get a full pre-approval. Yeah, that's really great, right? Removing another barrier because people just get nervous about the whole credit pull thing. Which, by the way, I can't remember if they mentioned this or not. If you don't have your clients do this, optoutprescreen.com, optoutprescreen.com. If they go on that site before they get their approval and put their contact information in, it will prevent Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, or whoever the three credit reporting bureaus are, from selling their information and then getting their phones blown up when they get pre-approved. So if you've got a client who's about to get pre-approved for a loan, optoutprescreen.com, it will remove them from the list because your clients will get their phone blown up. It's not the lender that's selling the contact information when they get a hard credit inquiry. It's the credit bureaus that are selling their contact information saying, hey, this person's interested in a mortgage. So as a complete aside, optoutprescreen.com, if they fill that in, their contact information won't get sold and their phone won't get blown up when they get loan approvals, when they get a hard credit inquiry. Good. You guys, everyone's given us nice and easy ones. Did anyone have things that we should bring back to our Zillow reps that you want to make sure we're emphasizing as we're moving forward in the ZHL process? Aaron said you include the opt-out website during the buyer's consult. Perfect. Love it. That's great. Put it as part of your process. Absolutely. They're going to appreciate that value add too. If they're like, you don't want to get your phone blown up, because they will. Brandy, what do we got?
I just want to say the partnership between Zillow, Follow Up Boss, Team Fast, and just the whole amount of resources that we have at our hand is it's amazing. Like, I just want to applaud all you guys who are diligently working to make it easier for us. Yesterday when we had our meeting and we were going through, I was just like, oh my gosh, the tools that are in front of us and the partnership that, Zillow's trying to make it easy for us and asking like, what can we do? Now they're bringing in the home loans and the marketing and just the whole integration with Follow Up Boss is just amazing. And to me, that's how the best teams work, is how far of reach you can have with the best partnerships and how everyone is communicating to make our jobs so much easier. So like just a big applaud, and just like that just leverages who we are as a team and sets us apart. So I was just fully amazed, because I like things like that. I want to be in the rooms with people that can take us further, take me further, and make my job a little bit easier, and to be successful. So
good. I love it. I love it. Anything else? Any other thoughts? Okay, so a couple notes, and if you do think of anything, go ahead, take yourself off mute, jump on. A couple things that I took away from yesterday, and just additional details that I don't know if they were fully conveyed or not. The first one is that I think it's important for us to know too, the loan officers that we're working with ZHL are not salary. They're 100% commission based. And I know that was a little bit of a concern of mine, having worked with some of the big box lenders in the past where, 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, you call them at 5:01, they're checked out because they're just, collecting their paycheck. These are commission-based loan officers, so they are just as hungry as a loan officer from any other brokerage. And I think that helps us align our interests. They don't get paid unless the deal closes either. And so that very much helps to create the situation where they're going to be just as aggressive as we want them to be. And they also have to work very hard to get these positions too. They have to qualify to be a part of the Zillow program, but then also to be a part of our market, because we have fantastic price points, right? They want to be in the Bay Area market, and they really have to work for it. Another takeaway from yesterday was the leads that are pre-approved through ZHL convert at double the rate. I think it was 1.8 times the regular leads. That's fantastic. And I think the takeaway for me on that was this helps to create an echo chamber for us, where if you've got them on the buy side for the real estate services and you've got a loan partner that's telling them all about how great you are and that they're reiterating that you're the Zillow partner, you're just less likely to lose out on that client and less likely to have them go somewhere else. So that's super powerful as well. I'm going to post the loan officer information in Slack on Friday morning. You can look forward to seeing the loan officers that are on shift for that weekend posted in the Slack channel. I'm going to do it in the team that's on shift. So when I send that message of, hey, everyone, welcome, glad to, your shift is on this week. I'll also include the loan officers that are on for the weekend as well. So keep an eye out for that. You'll be getting links to Zillow Academy training for the ZHL, the details of that, to make sure that you're comfortable with how to actually navigate ZHL. Verna, I know I'd mentioned going through that today, but I think I want to give everyone time to go through the course. I want to do that again myself too, because I was trying to do it before we got on here today and realized that I need a refresher. So we want to make sure you're all really, really comfortable with actually the mechanics of how do you work the system.
Yeah, Dan, we're gonna didn't mean to cut you off, brother, but just before I lose my thought, and I got an exit stage left in 11 minutes, but we want to make sure that you have a strategy for how you connect your leads to either ZHL and or your preferred lender, right? Although ZHL is what Zillow's advocating for, and we are going to meet those metrics, it doesn't necessarily mean vacate your relationship with your lender. So there's a way that we can make sure that we're meeting the ZHL metric, while also giving your lead the option of who you prefer to work with and ZHL simultaneously, to where we're checking off both boxes. We'll give you that game, because what they were suggesting in the mastermind is go ZHL, and vacate essentially the relationship that you have with your lender. Well, we also learned that there are certain programs that they don't offer, which will completely remove the ZHL resource or the outlet. First time home buyers, down payment assistance, which a lot of us use for a lot of our first time home buyers, they don't offer that. So we want to make sure that you're equipped with the strategy on how to meet that metric while also maintaining your phenomenal relationship with your preferred lender. That's all I got, Dan.
Cool. The big action item that we're going to work on too is making sure that we have a Spanish-speaking lender assigned to our team. I think that was that was a bit of contention yesterday, and I think my understanding from the conversation yesterday, and I'd be curious for those of you who do work with Spanish-speaking clients, the whole translator thing. It was not about hiring a translator to just have someone talk to them. They have Spanish-speaking lenders who work for ZHL. There just doesn't happen to be anyone assigned to our team. The translator thing is actually translating the written text mortgage loan disclosure documents into a different language.
Someone else's, but I'm probably gonna head out.
And I'd be curious if any of you that have worked with Spanish-speaking clients have had the actual documents translated. Brianna, what do you got?
For me, it's not that I need the documents translated. It's that I need to be able to build a relationship with the Spanish speaking lender.
Yeah.
Because the lending part, a lot of times that money part has to be explained to them in their foreign language. And I need to know, I need to have a relationship with my lender. I need to have a relationship with my Spanish speaking lender because I have to confirm that you're handling those clients with that extra. So me having a Spanish speaking lender, that's a non-negotiable.
Yep. And I think that came across loud and clear yesterday when we were meeting with them. And that will be a very easy bar for them to clear. When we were debriefing with Allie at the end of it, we were just saying like, hey, no, we need someone who just speaks Spanish. The whole translating documents thing, I think, is an entirely different issue, entirely different thing. Lissette, what do we got?
I 100% agree with her because the documents you can get translated from the bank just about anywhere unless the client is international, which at that point there's apps even to translate the document. So that's the least of the issues. It's truly having a team. Whomever the buyer needs to speak with has to be able to speak in their native tongue. Yeah. If that's the underwriter, if that's the loan officer, whomever it is, because just like Brianna said, that all needs to be explained in their native tongue. So if it's not an option, then I can Google translation. That won't help me. I need an actual fluent Spanish-speaking representative to be able to assist from beginning to end.
Well, and Allie was saying too, like some of their most successful teams with the ZHL program are in like Southern California and South Miami, where it's like an enormous Spanish-speaking population. She's like, this is not going to be an issue. Like, we'll find someone who speaks Spanish and bring them on the team.
Yeah,
so
but
she's working on it.
I think we pushed her back on her heels yesterday on Tuesday though, just because we're the Bay, man. We're the cultural melting pot, right? If you can't speak Spanish in the Bay Area, so you're only gonna get so far. And I just think we pushed her back on her heels, but I like the way that she rebounded by suggesting that we'll figure out a way to get it done because you know what? They want our business. Period. The end. They want to be
also
who in the heck is
Chris? Yeah, Evelyn Chong, Samandi's good friend in office. She was, of course, she's Spanish speaking. She's great. So I send my Spanish speaking clients.
Is she a ZHL lender?
No.
All right, shut it down.
We talking ZHL right now.
Okay.
Put your ass on mute. We're muting Chris. Chris is muted. We muting Chris.
Jeff, what do you got? What do you got for us?
No, I agree. Because even us as agents, like when it's a Spanish speaking and I recognize that, what I'm saying, like that's gonna make them most comfortable, I put my ego to the side, put the paycheck to the side, because it's like I got to bring on a Spanish speaking client or an agent. That's why our team has such great relationships. So I think that I agree with everybody. It goes much further than just the docs and stuff like that. It's like the familiarity, the comfort, the level of just being like, I want you to feel the most comfortable through this whole entire process. So if we do it as agents to put I don't speak Spanish like that. I got un poquito, but you know what I'm saying? Like I agree that adding someone to that repertoire that actually has that as their art in their arsenal is going to be key to keeping them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jacob, what's your contribution?
Kind of off topic, but I feel like if we're using ZHL, they should be dropping that 35% to a 25 at least.
Okay, so that's I'm glad you brought that up.
Good point.
Because Jung-hee brought that up too. And what I want everyone to think about this as, these are not lender referrals. These are higher quality Zillow referrals. Let me say that again. So we are getting Zillow referrals the same that we have been for the last 5 years. And they are improving the quality of the product that they're sending to us. Okay, so just think about it. This is a different thing than our lender that's sending us a referral. It's Zillow referrals just the same, but they're now doing a heavier lift to bring us better converting leads. And that's why the referral fee isn't different. And even though it's coming from a lender. Does that make sense? Because these leads are converting at double the rate that they were before. And that's the why of, why they're worth that. All right, Aaron, Jeff, and then Lissette, I see your hands too. Aaron, you're on mute still.
I've had one of these come in, and to your point, it was pretty easy. Like I showed her like 2 weekends and she was in contract and it just jammed through, and it was super simple. And so I can see where the conversion rate on them might be a little bit higher. And so I guess my question is, when we identify, because I have a guy that I'm touring today at 2, and that's why I want to know who I can send them to, because he already mentioned going to like Rocket and getting pre-approved. And now I'm going to tell him to go to ZHL. The more we send them, is that increase our personal chances of getting one where it actually comes to us? Because right now they're asking us to refer them to them, and there's no referral fee, like you're saying. But the incentive in my head is that I'll get these back because I know, and having had one that just kind of flew through the system, I can acknowledge the value in getting one from them. But the question is, like, we rarely get one of those. So we're going to be giving them to them. What kind of assurances are there any that we'll be getting them where we have that increased chance?
So the question is of like getting those, just a straight up pre-approved referral that comes through. Is there a way, if you're sending them more, do they send you more directly? Like,
yeah, because that's ultimately what we're saying the value is that we get one of these, and the if you get one that's already pre-approved, like it comes through. I think a loan officer was talking to me, was like, "Hey, I got them pre-approved. We did this, we did that. They're ready to go. I'll pay for the appraisal." And I'm like, "Damn!" Like, right? So then, like, later that day, I followed up with the lady, showed, and we closed. So the value is really in actually getting them from them, because it's really good. So if we're right now finding out which ones we got, and instead of taking it to our people at Money Store or whatever, we're like, okay, I can move this one over there because he doesn't have down payment assistance or anything. The purpose of it really is to kind of get yourself in good favor where you start getting those back, because if you're not getting them back, then really in essence you are just referring it to their lender and not getting the benefit of what it's for.
I would say that is a benefit, but it's not the core benefit. Okay, so there's a couple things to unpack on there. So first off, that converts at a 2 times higher rate is for regular Flex clients that you send to ZHL as referrals. Remember, they've been doing enhanced markets for about 3 years. We're really late to the game, which is great because that means they've worked out a lot of the kinks with these other markets where they did it years ago. And so the ones where they just straight up send you get the call and it's like, hey, I got a pre-approved client ready to go. Yeah, conversion rate on that's going to be like 40%. Those are going to be through the roof. Those are going to be the rare exceptions. The ones where our conversion rate doubles is just the bread and butter normal Zillow Flex leads that you all know and love, where you're hitting that connects to Zillow. That's converting at double the rate than leads that go through the normal lead process, loan approval process. So I think the value is a more efficient, streamlined process for our regular leads that are just going to convert at a higher rate by going through this process flow. The other question of how do we, if we're sending them a bunch of referrals, are they going to send you, Aaron, more referrals individually? I think the answer to that right now is not really. And Max mentioned that yesterday, that they don't have a system and they don't plan to have a system where, okay, you're sending a bunch of referrals, so you're going to receive a bunch of referrals back. Team Fast, we're going to have an overall team stat for the percentage of referrals, and that's just going to go into our overall team metrics of how good of a referral partner are we. Vernon, I know you got to bounce off right now. If you got to take off, you're good to go. I'll take us across the finish line here.
Proud of you guys. Love you guys. Thank you, Dan. I'll see you guys.
Yep.
Crush the weekend. I'll see you guys next week.